You can be fasting longer, eating less, doing everything you were told is necessary, and still your body might not be in autophagy at all. Meanwhile, someone else skips a few meals, barely thinks about it, and their body quietly switches into cleanup mode. That feels unfair, right? Because most people think autophagy is something you earn through discipline, like a badge you unlock by being miserable long enough. But autophagy doesn't work like that. It's not a reward, it's a mode. And today, I want to show you the 5 signs that suggest your body has actually entered that mode without lab tests, without jargon, and without pretending you need monk-level willpower to get there. Here's why this matters. A lot of people are fasting harder and harder and getting worse results. More fatigue, more obsession with food, more frustration. Not because they're doing it wrong, but because they're watching the wrong signals. So let me give you one simple way to understand all of this. Think of autophagy like a smart cleaning switch in your house. You don't turn it on manually. You don't scream at it, and you definitely don't smash it with effort. It flips automatically when conditions are right. When food is constantly coming in, the lights stay on, music is playing, and the cleaning crew never shows up. When energy input drops and the house feels safe, the lights dim, the noise fades, and the cleanup begins. That's autophagy. And once you understand that switch, the signs start to make sense. The first sign shows up in a place most people completely misunderstand. Hunger changes its tone. Early hunger is loud. It's dramatic. It's needy. It kicks down the door of your brain and says, anything, right now. But when the cleaning switch begins to flip, hunger doesn't disappear, it calms down. You might go hours without thinking about food, not because you're suppressing it, not because you're distracted, it just isn't urgent. And this is where people sabotage themselves. They assume, if I'm not suffering, it must not be working. So they eat, right as their body was settling into the state they wanted. That quieter hunger isn't weakness. It's a signal that the system has shifted priorities. The second sign isn't physical at all. It's mental. Your mind feels clearer, but not wired. Not the jittery focus you get from caffeine. Not the fake motivation from stress. Just clarity. Thoughts feel less sticky. Decision-making feels simpler. You're not constantly negotiating with yourself. This happens because when digestion and constant fueling take a back seat, your brain gets resources back. Not energy spikes, attention. Most people miss this sign because it's subtle. There's no fireworks. And again, they interrupt it by adding stimulation, food, or intensity. But remember the cleaning switch. The quieter the house gets, the more efficiently the cleanup happens. Now here's where things really break from what fasting culture teaches. The third sign is movement, but not the kind people expect. You don't feel like doing nothing, but you also don't feel like destroying yourself in the gym. Instead, movement starts to feel intuitive. A walk sounds good. Stretching feels right. You move because it feels useful, not because you're trying to burn something off. This is your body conserving energy intelligently, not shutting down. Most people believe autophagy requires maximum effort, but high stress tells the body one thing: danger. And when the body senses danger, it does the opposite of cleaning. It holds on, it protects, it resists change. Calm is what flips the switch, not punishment. Which leads to the fourth sign, one that's more emotional than physical. Your relationship with discomfort changes. You still feel hunger. You might feel cold. You notice sensations, but you don't panic. There's space between the feeling and the reaction. That's not discipline. That's your nervous system standing down. Most people think they need more grit, more toughness, more control. But the body doesn't enter repair mode when it feels bullied. It does it when it feels safe enough to let go. This is where I want to say something important. If fasting has ever made you anxious, irritable, or obsessive, that wasn't a personal failure. That was bad advice pretending to be disciplined. The fifth sign ties everything together, and it surprises almost everyone. Sleep improves, not lighter, not shore deeper. You fall asleep more easily. You wake up clearer. And this is where people say, that can't be right. I heard fasting ruins sleep. It does, when you're forcing the switch. But when autophagy is actually active, the body isn't scrambling. It's reorganizing. Sleep is the signal that says, we're not in danger. We can do maintenance now, so let's zoom out and connect the dots. Autophagy isn't triggered by extreme restriction. It's triggered by stable signals, low energy input, low stress, consistency over time. The common approach fails because people confuse intensity with effectiveness. They ignore hidden compensations, stress hormones, obsession, fatigue that quietly keep the switch off. The industry loves this confusion. It sells struggle, but biology doesn't care about struggle. It responds to patterns. So here are the simplest actions, no extremes. Create quiet gaps where food isn't constantly interrupting the system. Lower intensity before extending time. Repeat patterns your body can trust. And most importantly, stop using discomfort as proof that something is working. Sometimes the most powerful sign of progress is how uneventful it feels. Because when the house is finally quiet, that's when the cleaning switch flips. So let me leave you with this thought. If autophagy is automatic, and stress is the noise that keeps resetting the lights, what if the reason it hasn't worked for you was never a lack of effort, but the fact that you never gave your body enough calm to let the switch turn on by itself?